Hey everybody, good morning. We're taking a look at Solomon 4 today, and you know what? And we're going to tie this in with the previous chapter. And there's just some amazing stuff going on here that I hope we can all see. And what I'm pulling out of this today is just a little bit of a revelation of how we are made, how the Lord has made us to be, and stuff like that. I want to pay attention to as we're going through this. I want to look at the words that the bridegroom uses to praise his bride. He says, "You are fair," talking about skin, I'm assuming. And he goes on to talk about she has dove's eyes. Talks about her hair, her teeth, her lips. Her mouth is lovely. Her neck, her two breasts. And he says, "Come with me." He says, "You have ravished my heart." He says, "Your lips." Okay. What is he doing? What is going on here? See, what is going on here is the same thing that happened back in Genesis when God pulled the rib of Adam out and made Eve. And Adam looked at Eve and said, "Yes, this one. This one is good. This is flesh of my flesh and bone of my bones." You see, he didn't love her first. He looked at her first. He saw her first. He was like, "Oh, yes, this one," when he saw her, when his eyes beheld her. And you see, this is the same thing going on here with the king. You see, he is like, "Oh, yes, this is the one that I like." And if we notice in the previous chapter, how was the Shulamite woman? The Shulamite woman was, "Oh, my love," kept calling him my love, and operating on a more emotional state. Where the man here, we now get the man's point of view, and the man is operating more of a physical state. So you see, God has created us the same but different, if that makes any sense. Same but different. You see, He's created the woman to be a spiritual being first, to be emotional second, and physical third. Where He's created the man, you see, we are spiritual first, we are physical second, an emotional third. It explains a lot in our relationships. And if we understand, a wife will fulfill our physical desires in order to get an emotional response. And men, we use emotional we use emotions to get the physical response that we're looking for. So when you look on this and you look down and you see, you go on to see how he becomes love drunk. You go on to see where actually the woman begins to speak. And what does she say? She says, take me. Okay, because she knows. Listen, this is my husband. I need to go with him now. And so I just wanted to touch on that. Men, when the wives fulfill your physical needs, a proper response is to help her fulfill her emotional needs. A proper response isn't just to say, "I love you," and go to sleep. A proper response is to show that love by hugging, cuddling, whatever it is she is looking for. A proper response is throughout the entire day to be letting her know, "Hey, I love you," sending her a text saying, "I'm thinking about you." You see, your wife always wants to know, first and foremost, that you are attached emotionally to her. And of course, husbands, we want to be attached physically in per se. So take a look at that. The last thing I want to mention is when we get down into verse 12, 13, and 14. He actually calls her a garden, okay? And you see all of these plants that are growing and fragrances that are going on and trees that are popping up and stuff like that, okay? What this is symbolizing is life, okay? And guys, your wife brings life to your family, okay? Without your wife, there is no life of family, okay? The wife brings life into the family. And a perfect example is through children. Okay, guys, you can't bear children. Only your wife can. So, and she ought to be commended and known for that and helped for that. And and lifted up and just loved for that. Okay, because a child is a great gift from God that can only come through the woman. She is the bringer of life. And I know that since being married to Billy, I mean, so many great things have happened, and so much life has come out of me just because of her. So love your wife for that. How'd you love her for that first before you love her for your own physical needs? I love you all. Have a super day.